Good morning, students. Last class we discussed about stages of combustion in spark ignition engines. Again I am recalling that one. Then today's class we will discuss about factors influencing the combustion in spark ignition engines. You can see here the stages of combustion. Once we clearly understand the stage of combustion, then discussing factors is not a big task. So here the stages of combustion, first one ignition lag, next propagation of the flame, next after combustion. The ignition lag means once we given the spark before 20 degrees, less than 20 degrees of TDC, then it will create the origin. You can see flame origin it is creating. That origin is spreading up to boundary. That is called flame front preparation. Up to that point is called ignition lag. So how we can determine the ignition lag means in indicator diagram, measurable pressure rise is initiating. When it is initiating, that point is called the ignition lag end point, and propagation of the flame from starting point. Once flame is prepared up to boundary, then that flame thin layer is moving from the spark plug to the piston cone. That is called the second stage, propagation of the flame. You see in the propagation, steep pressure rise is there. The steep pressure rise may be 12 degrees of rotation of the crankshaft. Pressure rise total it will reach the peak pressure at the end of the propagation of the flame. When we are reaching peak pressure, then there is the end of the propagation of the flame. The angle of rotation of the propagation of the flame after TDC may be 10 to 12 degrees after TDC. We are getting peak pressure in the cylinder. Next, third stage is after burning. Once piston is started moving from TDC to BDC, expansion stroke, pressure drop will occur. Due to the pressure drop inside the cylinder, the velocity of the flame is reducing. If velocity of the flame is reduced, it means automatically for the combustion of the residue air fuel mixture, it will take more angle of rotation. It may be 25 to 30 degrees rotation of the crankshaft. So these are the stages of combustion. First one is ignition lag, second one is propagation of the flame, third one is after burning. Out of this, propagation of the flame is major driving force. So we have to concentrate on propagation of the flame, and what are the parameters influencing the propagation of the flame, and that we will discuss today's topic. The stages of combustion. The first stage, ignition lag or preparation of the phase, in which growth and development of a self-propagated nucleus of the flame takes place. It is a chemical process and depends upon only both the temperature and pressure and nature of the fuel. Propagation of the flame, at the time heat loss to the cylinder walls is less. Why? Because the homogeneous air fuel mixture surrounded to the cylinder, it will absorb the heat. While burning of fuel, it will absorb the heat and it will act as insulation. At the after combustion stage, the residues near the walls will involve in the combustion. At that time heat loss will take place. So after combustion stage, more fuel is accumulated, means complete combustion of the fuel is not takes place at the end of propagation of the flame, then overheating of the engine will occur. But propagation of the flame time, if optimum turbulence we are creating, automatically the walls of the cylinder equipped with the homogeneous mixture. While in burning, whatever the pressure, heat, temperature is rising, the temperature is absorbed by not by wall, it is absorbed by the air fuel mixture itself. Next, stage 3, after burning. This after burning only we are using for complete the combustion process, for reducing the pollutants. Now we have to visualize the importance of the stages. 3 stages is there. First stage, ignition lag. Second stage, propagation of the flame. Third stage, after burning. So in out of 3, which one is important? We want to visualize. In end examination, you may ask, write the importance of flame front propagation, how it is important. Means explain. Like that questions you can expect. Then how it is important means we want to write the we want to draw the graph between distance travelled, means the length of the stroke, distance travelled in the chamber, each stroke how much distance we are travelling. Next, time of flame travel. So distance of the flame travel and time of flame travel, these two we are capable to visualize with the schematic view. Then the important, automatically it is a self-explanatory view indirectly. If you are not drawing the figure and you are writing your own words, means examiner may understand or may not. If you draw the figure, then automatically best visualization you can achieve. You can see first, distance of flame travel we wrote in y-axis and time of flame travel across the chamber in x-axis. In the time of travel A to B, ignition lag, we already shown in the stages of combustion. A to B is ignition lag and B to C is the propagation of the flame and C to D is after burning. Like that only. A to B ignition lag means around 20%. The time and distance we are showing in percentage. Why? Because engine size too, if we are changing the size means automatically it will changes the values. That's why we are showing in percentage, means there is no units. So in a majority of the spark ignition engines maintain same percentage. It is easy to explain. So A to B, it is a ignition lag stage. The stage 1 A to B takes around 20% of the time of travel of flame. Next to B to C, it is the flame propagation, around 20 is completed, around 60%, 60 plus 20, 80. So 60% of time is of travel only in the second stage. That second, what is second stage? Flame front propagation. Next, third one, C to D, it is after combustion stage. In the after combustion stage, the third stage is the after combustion. Around 15 to 20% of the time it is consuming after combustion stage. So the time of travel is 60% is flame propagation, 20% is around 20% is more than 20% is ignition lag and less than 20% is after burning. Coming to the distance of travel, you see distance of travel around 10% is the flame ignition lag, around 85%, around 80% only flame front propagation and 5% is only after combustion. So distance travel also more than 80% flame propagation and for time of travel also more than 60% flame propagation. So flame propagation is the major target in enhancing the combustion phenomena, reducing the combustion time. Why? Because we are reducing the combustion time means it is increasing the expansion angle of inclination. Now 12 degrees it is up to after TDC also 12 degrees rotation combustion is taking place. That is the loss. Effective combustion we are taking place, we can reduce that angle of expansion, length of angle of expansion we can increase. So the major driving force in spark ignition engine combustion is flame front propagation. So this explanation we want to give by the visualization figure. So flame front propagation, majorly two major factors, involving two major factors. One is reaction rate and second one is transposition rate. First one is reaction rate, second one is transposition rate. Means reaction rate means it's purely chemical. If sufficient amount of the fuel air is surrounded by the each fuel molecules, automatically we will get the reaction rate. Transposition rate, because of it is a physical one, while we are combusting the air fuel mixture, automatically it will create pressure on combusted area. Uncombusted fuels low pressure, combusted fuel high pressure. Due to the pressure difference, the flame velocity will increase and decrease. So we are maintaining more pressure difference, automatically more velocity we can achieve. It is a physical phenomena. So combination of reaction rate and transposition rate, this flame front propagation will take place. Ultimately we want to get the flame velocity, that's all. If high flame velocity, then we will get the complete less time for the combustion process and more time for the expansion process we can achieve practically, not theoretically. So now we will discuss factors influencing the flame speed or propagation of the flame, or factors influencing the combustion phenomena. All are same factors, but we are concentrated on major area, whatever the major area. Out of three, means ignition lag, next propagation of the flame, next after combustion. Out of three, major distance traveled and time traveled is consumed in propagation of the flame. That's why we are keen concentration on propagation of the flame. So what are the factors influencing the flame speed? First one, so the first parameter is turbulence. We are increasing the turbulence, means automatically it will increase the increase the velocity of the flame. How we can increase the turbulence? If we are increasing the turbulence, velocity of the flame will increase. Generally in spark ignition engines, turbulence we can increase by induced turbulence. Means air fuel mixture at a time is entering inside the cylinder, that homogeneous mixture of the air fuel mixture is entering inside the cylinder. At the time of entry, the inlet port and valve seats, so according to the narrow sections openings of the inlet port and valve seat, proper directional way of induced we are creating, then only at the time of suction itself induced turbulence is created. After compression, at the time of combustion, it will multiply the turbulence. So induced turbulence we are creating in spark ignition engines. By creation of the turbulence, we are achieving the flame speed. It will increase the heat flow inside the cylinder, and it is accelerating the mixing of the fuel and oxygen. Proper further mixing of the fuel and oxygen will take place, and it will reduce the spark advance. Next, the increase of the turbulence, it will reduce the combustion duration also. But over turbulence we are creating inside the cylinder, means if over turbulence, automatically it will disturb the cylinder line, that insulation layer of the homogeneous mixture. The layer of insulation layer of homogeneous mixture, it is disturbing. It will result, the disturbance will result more heat loss to the ambient condition. At that time, energy loss will take place. So optimum turbulence, that's why in spark ignition engine generally we are giving that is in induced turbulence only. The optimum turbulence, induced turbulence is more than sufficient for enhancing the flame speed in a spark ignition engine. Next one is the fuel air ratio. If I am increasing fuel air ratio, generally we are maintaining equal to stoichiometric fuel air ratio, means generally petrol or gasoline we are using, means 1:16 fuel air ratio we are maintaining. We will get the optimum flame velocities. That is called the equivalent ratio. At starting of the lecture itself I mentioned the equivalent ratio, means ratio of air fuel ratio to the actual air fuel ratio to the stoichiometric air fuel ratio. So actual air fuel ratio to the stoichiometric air fuel ratio, and is ranging from 1.1 to 1. Worst condition 1.3 we are maintaining, then you will get the optimum velocities inside the cylinder. Optimum velocities we can get, and we can reduce the combustion time. Our flame front velocity we are increasing, means automatically combustion time is reducing. So fuel air ratio we want to maintain optimum equivalent ratio, means nearer to stoichiometric air fuel ratio, just above the stoichiometric air fuel ratio. Means lean mixture also allowable, that lean percentage only 1 to 2% excess the stoichiometric air fuel ratio. At that condition also we will get the best velocities inside the cylinder. Next, temperature and pressure. If I am increasing temperature and pressure, automatically it will increase the flame speed. But major drawback, if I am increasing temperature and pressure, means already air fuel mixture available in sail cylinder. At the time of compression itself, combustion will initiate. So rough engine working is coming to the picture, and shock waves will create inside the engine. That is the main drawback. That's why generally low temperature, low inlet temperature pressure we are maintaining in spark ignition. If we increasing, it will increase, but we are unable to increase because that is a constraint. Air and fuel combined, we are intake is taking place. At present, that latest engines, new engines, spark ignition engines are there. That is injector based spark ignition engines, means injector based petrol engines. At that time you can increase the inlet temperature and pressure, it will enhance the flame speed. Next, engine output. Engine output, generally we are maintaining constant output, means optimum flame velocities will be maintained by, because the acceleration, throttle opening is taking place. If I am reducing load, automatically we are closing the throttle, means automatically it will reduce the pressures and it will reduce the flame velocity. Next, engine speed. Generally I am increasing the engine speed, means automatically it will increase the flame velocity. Engine size. If I am increasing engine size, the length of the travel is increasing. If I am increasing engine size, means the length of the travel increasing. Length of the travel increasing means automatically the time taken for flame propagation is increasing. So the distance of travel is increasing, so time travel is increasing. So that's why spark ignition engines generally low size, high speed. Low size means length of the travel is low, automatically the time travel also reducing. Second thing, high speed, we are increasing speed, automatically it is increasing turbulence, it is increasing the flame speed. That's why you can cross verify all spark ignition engines. The size of engine maximum 150 cc, 200 cc, single cylinder, not more than that. Diesel engines mean that is the minimum size. Diesel engines, that is the minimum size. Spark ignition engines, that is the maximum size. So low size, high speed engines will give best velocities, and maintaining the air fuel ratio in stoichiometric economic level, that green mark in speedometer, it is showing 30 to 50 like that. If you are maintaining these three conditions, you will get the best combustion phenomena inside the cylinder. One more topic is left, that is the ignition advance. It is affecting, how it is affecting the combustion phenomena. The ignition advance means when we are giving the spark, generally theoretically we are assuming before 20 degrees of TDC we are giving spark, means that is called normal combustion, normal advance. Over advance means more than 20 degrees advance we are, maybe 25 degrees, 30 degrees, 35 degrees we are giving, it is called over advance. Third one is retarding. The retarding means what is the nature of 20 degrees, we will give 10 degrees or 5 degrees or at TDC we will use spark at that condition. So three conditions we draw the figure based on the ignition advance, how the combustion is taking. Suppose normal, whatever the stages of combustion I explained, that is called normal. You see, this is the normal combustion. Steep, smooth curve is there. There is no shock waves. There is no vibration. This is the normal combustion. 20 degrees before TDC, we are giving ignition advance, that is the normal. Coming to the over advance, we are giving. So combustion will initiate at time of compression itself. Shock waves will create, you see shock waves and vibration of the engine is coming, and more heat loss to the surroundings is taking place. So wear and tear of the engine parts will increase. It is more advanced. Suppose retarding, third stage is retarding. In the retarding stage you see means less advanced. Instead of 20 degrees of before TDC, we are giving 10 degrees or 15 degrees before TDC, means at that condition, for complete combustion after end of the propagation stage, not just TDC, after 40 degrees, 50 degrees, 60 degrees rotation of the crankshaft, we are achieving the peak pressures. So at the end of the combustion, maybe 40 degrees, 60 degrees, after TDC we are getting the peak pressure. So up to 60 degrees combustion is taking place. Then after also after combustion is coming, already pressures are reduced. So after combustion stage, compared to normal combustion, it is taking more angle of rotation, maybe 100 degrees rotation. Means the entire expansion stroke is involving combustion, means overheating of the engine. And also we are not getting the peak pressures. If you are not getting peak pressure, the power output is reducing. So ignition advance, optimum ignition advance is required in the effective combustion. That is in spark ignition generally 18.5 to 19.6 degrees before TDC. Generally we are giving around 20 degrees before TDC we are giving, that is the normal combustion. More than 20 degrees is the over advance, then shock waves will create, vibration of the engine is coming, and less than 20 degrees we are giving, that is the retarding and less advance. And it in this what happened, the peak pressures will achieve after piston moving from TDC to BDC, maybe 60 degrees of rotation or 50 degrees of rotation. The loss of energy. Then after also our combustion process will continue. Then entire expansion stroke combustion is taking place. Overheating of the engine is achieving. It will by the overheating, it will burn the exhaust valves and port area. Burning of the exhaust valve and port area will take place. Means burning means the damage of the exhaust valve and port area will take place. This is only the effect. The over advance means may even produce shock waves in the cylinder regarding top on the curve. Next, an over advance will run in rough condition and resulting loss of power. Suppose retarding condition means combustion will continue while the pistons sweep out in the power stroke. Maximum power will occur late and will not as high that the normal pressure. A retarding engine will reduce the power loss output, and due to the late burning of the engine will run hot and causes damage of exhaust valves and ports. So these are the effects. So stages of combustion. What is the stages of combustion means? Ignition lag, propagation of the flame and after burning. What are the factors influencing means? Turbulence will increase, optimum fuel air ratio will increase the flame speed, and next temperature pressure we are increasing, it will increase flame speed, but due to the constraint of self ignition of the fuel we are not increasing the inlet temperature and pressure. Next, engine output, we are in constant output we are maintaining, it will increase the engine flame speed. Next, engine speed I am increasing, automatically it will increase the flame speed, or reducing engine size, automatically it will increase the flame speed. Or ignition advance, optimum ignition advance you are maintaining, peak pressures, normal steep peak pressures you will get. Or over advance means shock waves and vibration of the engine will increase. Retarding means overheating of the engine and damage of the exhaust valves and ports will take place. This is the explanation of combustion in spark ignition engine. Next class we will discuss about combustion compression ignition engines.